All right, Bracket Yahweh, Bracket Yahweh Shai, 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 Kal Halal Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, and honor salutations to you, sincere Akim, laboring in the truth and sincerity without wavering. And this is gonna be a quick, if you will, admonishing video to whoever it applies to, and in particular in Great Millstone, first and foremost above anything. As you see the title, what happened to K.I.S.S, brothers? What happened to keeping it simple, stupid? All right. For years, the apostles, I remember, I know Apostle Gabar did videos on it. I myself, through the Spirit as well, did videos on keeping things simple. The K.I.S.S method. That's Chicago had a saying of DTM, doing too much. A sure way to not be DTM, doing too much, is by keeping it simple. All right. And I'm not going to per se point out the exact situations, but brothers, fucking stop the bullshit, man. All right, stop the bullshit, man. All right, teach what you were taught. It's that simple, man. All right, like I tell you in Timothy's, teach what you were taught. No need to go into all these deep breakdowns, because what happens is, and the scriptures speak about being self-willed. It becomes self-willed. All right, the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is resting with the apostles, and this is for in-house brothers that know. So if you think that the Spirit reveals something that the apostles didn't bring out or whatever the case is, there's proper channels that vet it. Don't just go live. Just don't go blurting things out, because what if you're wrong, man? You got to remember the scriptures speak about, rightfully dividing the word of truth, right? Laying a stumbling block for your neighbor. What if you got a brother that's weak that might not be able to, that might, because of, oh, this is a brother, I know that he's always on point or whatever. Then that 1 minute you go off. Nah, you got to keep it simple. But now if the Spirit did reveal something to you, you brothers know the proper channels, man. You get in touch, you got to vet things out, man. I'm going to tell you something. When the Spirit gave, well, first it was Apostle Tahar, which that's by order, because he's the top man, the top brother that the Most High is dealing with amongst us. The Lord put him in that position. But really, and I'm speaking about the Cornelius information, really it was really brought to the forefront through Apostle Gabar, right? Which is under the understudy of Apostle Tahar, but just showing you the humility and the sincerity. This is why we were still on in the camps, One West, not One West, House of David. Now, the Spirit got Apostle Gabar to go into it, to be admin on it, and then Apostle Tahar, Spirit just hit him. He told you the story. He got back in the truck. He said, "No, you're right, Cornelius is Israelite." But guess what? Apostle Gabar vetted it out. Even though the Spirit had revealed it to him, showed him, he went to Apostle Tahar with it before he brought it to us. All right? And he was right with it, And then, before we really taught it, we was trying to bring it to the council. That's how that infamous council came about. So it is, the scripture should let everything be done decently and in order. So as great a men as the apostles are, they still sought to bring things out in the right, proper order. And that's an example, man. Brothers don't be sitting, you got brothers sitting up here talking stuff about the angels and the scripture. And I'm a matter of fact, let me start with that scripture in Colossians. Just read this real quick, right? Colossians chapter 2, verse 18. Said, "Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshiping of angels." Because you got, which, look, your mind meditates on everything, but everything that comes to your mind is not the Spirit. All right? Really there's things, and the scriptures speak about, all inspiration coming from the Most High. But what are the main things, the pertinent points of the scriptures that you should be worrying about? Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, salvation, right? Don't worry about if, you got certain brothers wondering, oh, there's going to be new elements and metals. What does that benefit you for salvation, right? There's certain things that, look, we'll see when we get there. The point is to get there. Get there, man. Don't sit up there and just start freestyling and all that stuff and Because why? You can mislead brothers, man. And it's not right. There's a proper way to do something. The Spirit reveals something to you, then just do it. You should be confident if the Spirit revealed it that the apostles, the brothers are going to see it. And there's been other brothers that brought out information and the apostles, that's right. The Spirit is with that brother to do that, man. But you got God, like, what do we, I mean, it's in the history about the minute, during the time of Lot, the angels was there and they simulated like they were eating, but they weren't eating. But what sense does it make to build a lesson upon, you know how the angels did it? They used the spiritual power and they was eating herbs, really, or like, come on, all that. So you got to be careful of these things, man. The scripture said, let no man beguile you, all right? And you know what the word beguile is, right? Well, let's go to the Greek. I mean, I know you brothers know what it means, but you know what? We're gonna go into the Greek anyway, just for the sake of further edification. And like I said, this ain't gonna be too long. Read a couple of scriptures and that's gonna be it, you know, pertaining to the the point. So beguile you, to decide as umpire against someone, to defraud or beguile of the prize of victory, because here it is, you come up with something that the Lord didn't bring out. You know, like I'm just, as an example, worshiping angels or talking about going all into this thing about angels and angels, right? It's about Yahweh Shai, man. Michael, the archangel, Raphael, Uriel, all right, Gabriel, they bow down to Yahweh Shai. They praise Yahweh Shai. It's great power that they have. They know that Yahweh Shai was the only man counted worthy. All right. So brothers that sit there and and brothers that been around, man, like damn, man, we still got to babysit. And that's why it's on brothers, camp leaders, brothers that are around, pay attention. Everybody got to start fucking paying attention to their fellow brother, man. The spirits could get on, and that's what happens. It's demons that get on you. Oh yeah, the spirit. I've been thinking that just keep this in my. Satan is riding you to get you to go off. And you brothers that are around, if you see a brother like that, hey, where'd you get that from? Oh well, let me show you. Yeah, but the apostles, where they taught, you should seek counseling if y'all can't deal with the matter there before we put this out public, in just in case if we're wrong. That was the mentality. Look, Pastor Tar said, look, that's why the whole casting of Lot came out. And y'all brothers clearly could see Cornelius was the Israelite. The Lord was with us. We had the information, but Apostle Tar still, he called us to go on a fast just in case we were wrong, man. See, don't be so presumptuous, man. That's a presumptuous, self-willed spirit. And you know what the scriptures say about that, man. All right. And it gets serious because it says metaphorically to deprive of salvation. So if you beguiling and you putting out these lessons with all this information that, hasn't been confirmed, right? Because things got to be vetted, got to be confirmed. You can't just freestyle. See, IUIC and all these other camps, they're known for winging it, all right? You don't want to be a wing master. Just not seeking things out, studying, all right? And going through the proper channels, man. All right, but anyway, I'm going to go back to the scripture. Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshiping of angels, intruding into those things which he hath not seen, vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind. See? That's what that is, you being puffed up. A lot of y'all sit there and think that no. What are you doing? Sometimes you got guys trying to upstage the apostles or other spiritual men that, look at me. See, I bought something new no, it ain't about reinventing the wheel, man. Teach what you were taught. Keep it safe, stupid. We can't say that enough. Okay? Can't say that enough. And at this point in the game, you brothers, you got to really take heed, man. Fucking take heed, man. All right? I'm going to get this last scripture in the Apocrypha, and that's going to be that. All right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 17. My son, go on with thy business and meekness, man. Remember, it's not about the race is not given to the swift. It's not about I got the new latest revelation. It ain't, man, listen, man. The main thing you better make sure you remember is the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And again, the things that were taught, which really at the end of the day, that's why we teach about the name so much, because if you will, the primary or the most important thing of our ministry is Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It's not Michael, not Gabriel, not Uriel, Raphael, or any of the other elders and the heavenly elders and other angels, right? It's about Yahweh Shai. Remember that. And if somebody else tells you that, the scriptures say, let them be accursed. All right? Nobody, and it's just that simple. The other angels are not over the Lord, over Yahweh Shai. So that's what we're supposed to be teaching or concerned about. Are we going to be ready? Are we going to be doing the things the Lord commanded us? Not trying to, so that's why it's best to be low, it's all right to play the background. And when it's time for the Spirit to have you shine, you're going to shine. In the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, though. So it says, so should thou be beloved of him that is approved. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself. So the more you in his truth, you should be more humble, not in that proud spirit. That's a proud spirit. This is what I believe. You ain't got to, but Jake got to get off that bullshit, man. Rebuke them spirits, period. You got the name, use it. It says, many are in high places and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Okay? And if you think a mystery's been revealed to you, don't just blurt it out. Because what if you were wrong? All right? Seek not out things that are too hard for thee. Right? Brothers want to get all into the intricacies and get super spiritual on. Like, look, man, you got what you need. All right? And what the Lord revealed us is way more than enough, man. You see, brothers ain't even figured out the basics, but they want to jump, a fourth grade and go straight into college, so to speak. Don't work that way, man. And furthermore, the scriptures say the secret things of the Most High belongeth unto the Most High. All right? What we know is what the Lord revealed to us, man. You see? And we're not going to know nothing ahead of its time. The prophets, they inquired, but the Most High didn't, because it wasn't time yet. So you can't surpass the Most High or his word or his prophecies. All right? That's why you got to be patient. All right? Patience is required. And be meek, be lowly. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. But what is commanded thee, see, the things that you've been, by who? The men of the Lord. All right? The men of the Lord. There's all kind of knowledge out there. You're going to see these other different scoffers and reprobates, different Israelite bug outs, bringing out all kind of stuff. You see these dudes, the Gnostics. That's why these dudes are gone, man. Talking about the name of the Most High. They find some ancient Sumerian. There's all kind of fucking books. The scriptures tell you that. Ecclesiastes. They're making of many books. There's no end. They got all kind of books on all kind of witchcraft mixed in with the Hebrew, the Bible, the Torah, the old, all. And then you start getting into this stuff and you become bugged out. Like the mother, we know the secret names of the Most High and the angels and Baramentos and all this nonsense, man. You see? And that's supposed to be an example, man. A lot of y'all forget. Because why? You feeling yourself, man. You feeling yourself. A lot of y'all feeling yourself out. And for what? So what the scripture just say? I'm going to start at 21 again. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. But what is commanded thee? Think thereupon with reverence. The things that you learned, man. Meditate on those. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, like I said earlier. But they got to be some other, there got to be something deep. See, I knew why this is. A lot of times, every thought that come in your head is not of the Most High. It's not right. Okay? But it said, what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence. For it is not needful for thee to see with thy eyes the things that are in secret. There's certain things, the angels, like you're going to say, yeah, well, you got angels. Angels have last names. They got this name. That's not needful for you to know. How tall are the angels? How much does an angel weigh? Those things are not needful for you to know. So get to the focus of what's important. All right. And the bottom line in this truth, or the crux of this truth, is about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. about Yahweh Shai coming returning, being exalted. It said, be not, here we go, be not curious in unnecessary matters. All things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. There's certain things that are just unnecessary that Jake be tripping up on, man. It said, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. See? Their own vain opinion. Guys, this is what I believe. Let me tell you what I believe. I believe. Then that's you with your own vain opinion. And it said, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. Without eyes, thou shalt want light. Profess not the knowledge, therefore, that thou hast not. Okay? The Most High showed me this, the Most High, and this is what it is. And you looking like a goddamn fool, a bug out, because why? You going off in your own spirit, man. The scripture said, lean not into your own understanding. That's pride. And you brothers got to stop that. All right? Look, man, it's a different, the truth, what the Lord gave us, all right? We're required to be diligent. We're required to be sincere, honest, to follow in the examples of our leaders that the Lord set up over us, the apostles, bishops, elders, your camp leaders, which are who? All giving you the example of Yahweh Shai. Like the apostle Paul said, be ye followers of me, even as I also follow Yahweh Shai. That's the things you're supposed to be, not doing your own. This ain't a thing about the Lord set up the way he wanted this thing to go down. He set up the men and the orders at the end, and that's how it is, all right? But it says, a stubborn heart shall fear evil at the last, and he that loveth danger shall perish therein. An obstinate heart shall be laden with sorrows. See, think about that. If you don't want to sit there, oh man, I remember this one. I don't know if he's still around. One dude got mad because brothers was telling him he was going off. The dude started thinking he was deeper. And you see all these dudes. Then they start thinking that, well, look, I'm King David. I'm Melchizedek. I'm this one. I'm that one. Because why? They got that rebellious, stubborn heart. All right? It says, 28, in the punishment of the proud, there is no remedy, for the plant of wickedness hath taken root in them. The heart of the prudent will understand a parable, and an attentive ear is the desire of a wise man. So anyway, that's the main point, man. I ain't going to, because this is something that we've spoken on plenty of times, man. All right? And so again, you brothers, you get them demons on you, you better rebuke them. Other brothers that are around, you hear something that, then you better ask the brother about it. And if he can't back it up with scripture, right? Or, and furthermore, if it's something new, a new revelation, then you got to find out where he got it from. All right. Well, did you ask the apostles? Do the apostles know that you're teaching this? Because you got guys out there, and that's how they heap disciples into themselves. They have these secret doctrines, to the point where it's not a secret no more. Like the what do you call it? The reprobates in Boston, Pastor call them the 34 flavors of some Baskin Robbins demons or something like that. That's what they did. They started coming up with, to the side first. Nobody knew they was teaching it. Then it came out, and then they got caught up into that bullshit madness, man. So you got to beware. You got to beware. The examples are there, man. All right. But anyway, with that, I'm going to say, Kal Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Shalom to you sincere Akim. Shalom.